All right, we got quads today, and before we get in there, I'm gonna go over a few things that I kind of wish I knew earlier in my lifting. Maybe from like the range of like your first year, like after your first year working out to like, I don't know, a few years in of trying to understand more of like why you lift the way you do, the diet, and like what's the best way to train, because I think it usually happens from after working out for about a year and you realize how long it takes to make massive progress in the gym. And I think that's when it mainly sets in for people, including myself, of seeing how your physique may have changed a little bit after a year, but definitely not as much as you wanted. So I'm just going to go over a few things. One, some of the things you may see online like TikTok and anything else online related to fitness. Mainly TikTok, honestly. A lot of the stuff on there that may be completely misguiding, and it may feel like it's guiding because of the person may be older than you, or they may think they have like credibility because they have a degree in exercise science or something. But by no means do either of those mean that you're actually getting some valuable information. And I laid this out last time, and I wanted to say it again, to put it in perspective of a lot of the guys that make content on social media. I think you got to understand that their main source of income, of what puts food on the table for them, is content, and you need views to be able to put food on the table. So to make some oddball take, some hot take or something, or some random video of doing some whack exercise, or saying like this is like the perfect way to lift, are all ways for people to like really engage with what they said, and to get more views, for people to be like, oh wow, I didn't know about this, or oh wow, this is BS, let me comment on it saying this is BS, or maybe you just don't know any better and you see this and you're like, oh, I wonder what this is about. So there's a few things like that. So I wanted to lay out, well, actually, let me give you some examples of that. That was pretty broad. Some of them where it's like, oh, you have to do 2 sets of each exercise, otherwise it's not optimal. Or you have to be eating at maintenance and main gaining, otherwise you're going to get fat. Or you have to do push-pull legs, otherwise you're not optimizing getting each muscle group twice a week. Or, I don't know, I think those are like, oh, you have to be doing Keenan flaps because you want to isolate it in your lats and you don't want to have any other muscle groups limiting your target muscle from getting hit. It's like, dude, majority of those things are just like really good thumbnails on YouTube. If you see a thumbnail, it's like the perfect workout split. Well, no shit, you're gonna click on it. It's pretty curious, and it's like contrary to what you hear. It's like there's not really a perfect one. So, with that being said, because I went down a rabbit hole of trying to figure out all this perfect shit for a long time, and yeah, definitely could have made more progress if I had some proper guidance. So that's why I make these. That's why I'm making content online, so I can help you guys skip 3 or 4 years of bullshit and actually get to getting the physique you want. So first one, dude, pick whatever split you want. Whether it's pro split, push-pull legs, Arnold split, whatever. They're all going to work. They all work. It just depends on what you do when you hit a certain muscle group, which leads me to the second point. I want you to go in the gym not thinking a singular bit about over-fatiguing yourself. The whole point of the gym is to fatigue yourself. You're going there to fatigue yourself. We want that. You're not going to overdo it. That's the whole point of outside of the gym. Everything you do outside of the gym is to help with that, not in the gym. All right. I wanted to make that clear as day because I feel like that's the the most relevant point to make in this video, at least at the time of me posting it, of people concerned that they're over fatiguing themselves in the gym. It's going to cause them not to grow. Like, dude, just fucking train hard. That'd be the second point. And I'm not even going to be overly concerned. I want to lay out the basics. I don't want to be overly concerned about telling you, like, oh, you need to do this amount of volume and, like, this amount of reps. Like, dude, if you go in the gym and train hard, that's the first box we can check here. And you have some type of split. All right, I don't want you going in there and just hitting every muscle group. I wouldn't recommend doing a full body workout every time. All right. Next thing would be, are you at least tracking your food? That'd be the first step in the right direction. Tracking your food and hitting a protein goal. And to just at least ease the difficulty of it for you a little bit. The first couple weeks, it's a pain in the ass. Yes. After the first couple weeks, when you have a app or something, you can just plug it in immediately, because you'll realize you kind of eat the same 4 to 5 foods every day, and you really don't have that big of a variety in your meals. So it honestly is a lot easier to track than you think. Even if you travel over the place, like, you can still make it work and find online how much you're eating. So even just like a general statement to get you in the right direction, like a general tracking. All right. And then other part would be just weighing yourself. No, do not weigh yourself after working out at the gym. I don't want you ever using the scale at the gym. Even if you don't have one at home, I want you to get one from Walmart, $10. Weigh yourself in the morning. Because I don't know what the hell you're going to weigh after you work out, after chugging a gallon of water and how many meals you ate before you work out. I don't know. You don't know what your body's doing, if you're actually gaining weight, eating enough food or not, just because, like, you're measuring yourself when it's so inconsistent. Most consistent time you can weigh yourself is right after you wake up in the morning. So you want to do that every time. So I want you weighing yourself once a week. And I'm sure you can find online how many calories to eat. And then after weighing yourself once a week, you can see, is my body weight changing? If it's not, then we know we got to up our calories. If it is, then hold off until your weight level's off again, and then up it after it levels off. And then I guess what other questions you have? How much protein should you eat? Just like a gram protein per like pound of body weight. Gram of like quality protein per pound of body weight is just a good benchmark. Especially just getting started. You don't need to jam your protein intake to like 1.5 or some shit. Especially earlier on. Well, not especially, but definitely earlier on, just because the amount of changes you're going to get just from tracking, 1, and 2, actually training hard, is already going to make some massive changes. So I'm not overly concerned about a super high protein goal, because in the beginning, hitting that protein goal, it kind of is a pain, to be honest. But it absolutely gets easier. Your body gets used to it pretty quick. But the whole point is I want you to get something where you can have it a sustainable way of what's going on here? A sustainable way of sustainable routine. Sorry, I repeated myself 3 times here. I'm in rush hour traffic. So those would be the 3 things I can think of. And like, also sleep, of course. Like 7 hours a night works. 7 hours, like, if you can get that every night, you're chilling. If not, it's all right. Just get 7 hours the next night. Your progress isn't going to be ruined by that. But I will say I wouldn't be concerned about trying to like optimize the hell out of your sleep to an extent. Like, if your sleep is shit and you're not like sleeping in a pitch black room, it's like cooled down a little bit, some white noise, all the above of just like having your sleep, at least getting good sleep every night. You don't need one of those wristbands like the Whoop things or a ring. You do not need that whatsoever, promise. There's a lot of ways to actually fix your sleep if you have a problem before having to get something like that. Because if anything, you get the ring, it's just going to tell you the same shit of how to fix your sleep the same way if you just look it up online. So, and that is kind of like an analysis paralysis of like, oh, I didn't get a good sleep score. Oh, no, I'm not going to get an extra rep going to the gym today because I didn't get a perfect sleep score. It's like, no, dude, it's on your head because you're trying to get super analytical on sleep. Like, dude, just sleep. Even if you, like, work out in the evening, you're like, oh, I don't want to take pre-workout because the caffeine, it's going to ruin my sleep and I'm not going to get the gains. It's like, you're good. Trust. Just sleep. Maybe take a little less caffeine if you find yourself taking 2 hours to fall asleep. But I wouldn't just cut it completely, because what are you trying to recover then from? A half-assed workout? Like, you still need a good workout. And I know for me at least that if I have 0 caffeine before a lift, probably not going to be that great of a lift. Like, sure, I'm still going to give it 100%, but even with that, a little extra stim never hurt nobody. Well, it's hurt a lot of people, but not me. Yeah, I feel like that's just like the main things I wanted to touch on. And I guess we can get into what I'm hitting today. I'm working out today, by the way. Quad extensions, leg press, belt squat, calves, abs, get out of there. Sounds like a very, very, very brief workout, but it's 4 sets of everything, and every set is to failure. And you know how it goes between a set of leg press or a squat. It's going to take me about 8 minutes to get ready for my next set, especially doing it high rep, high volume. So yeah, I had to take a little while to breathe after it. So that's the plan. I'm honestly just going to use whatever machine's open first, whether it's the quad extension or leg press or belt squat, just to keep the workout moving. And there's benefits to both. If you're doing like isolation first, quad extension, or doing a compound movement first, I'm not too concerned. At least right now, I'm not too concerned about it. So what else? Oh, I guess I could point out, like, if you have everything in check, right? Your diet, your training, or maybe you have your diet in check, your sleep's in check, and you're hitting leg days and your quads are like super sore, overlapping with like your previous quad day, and you know for a fact it's not because you're not eating enough or some other problem. Why am I gray? The fuck? Looks like a horror movie. Anyways, then you can like pinpoint that the reason it's overlapping is that you probably need to space out your quad days a little more. Quads are a pretty damn big muscle compared to the rest of them. At least they should be, unless if you're skipping. But they generally take a little longer to recover over everything. So that's partly why I split up my leg days to like a glute and hammy one and a quad one. Because I used to do quads once every 4 days, and just they were so sore going to my next workouts that it kind of ruined the workout. And I knew for a fact it was because of my training frequency, because everything else is on point. Training was on point, diet's on point, sleep's on point. So I know damn well it's not something else that's causing this. It's literally just the frequency. So I hit quads once every 8 days, so about once a week. It's fine. I mean, you hit them with enough volume and intensity like I am right now, once a week is sufficient for quads. Of course, I have 2 leg days, so it's about 2 leg days every 8 days. But just for that muscle group, like, it's fine. Everything else gets hit like twice a week. So yeah, that's all I got for this gloomy fucking talk. I don't know why it's so gray. Whatever. I will see you guys in there. Peace. Okay. I just finished warming up. Honestly, I feel like actually going pretty heavy on these today. And couple things I want to say about it.
First thing is, I guess the locking out part. I used to be like concerned about like, oh, should I lock out my knees or something? Like oh, it's bad. Like first off, if you should be using a weight you can control on the way down, and if you're doing that, there's literally no problem with locking your knees out because you prove that you can actually control the weight. The problem is if you're using a weight where it's like you let it slam down on your knees on the way down, and then you jolt it back up and then lock your knees out, then it becomes a problem. But other than that, like, dude, if you're controlling the way down, it's fine. Also, kind of look like half reps doing this, but it's for the point of actually keeping the weight on my quads the entire time, because it's a quad day, not like a whole leg day. The first half of the movement, like to where it is to like 90 degrees right there, is mainly quad. So I'll just go down to basically right there and be able to just keep the weight on my quad the entire time. But if it was like a full leg day or something, I'd have no problem with going like full range of motion, knee to my damn shoulder, and get more of my leg out of it. But just focusing on quads today. We'll see how many I get. Might have to drop the weight, but I'm not sure. So I probably could up the weight a little bit, but probably gonna get like fucking 6 reps on this next set anyways. After doing 2 of those sets. Cool. Okay, I'll just leave the weight this time. That I'll know for next time.
Stand up going, stop.
I'm bad here. Here. I got it.
Well, that's good post that shit and say that's my dog Alex fucking on video.
Now this week, so I'm not gonna post it. I just use it for my own review purposes. You're done.
Holy shit. Yeah, that's what I was talking about, dude. You crank out 2 sets of 12. Next set, fucking killer. Yeah, I'm gonna drop the weight a little bit. Dude, I made sure I waited like an extra hour after eating before this. Because I knew damn well if I had, well, a minute, I have steak with 2 bagels and like greens. A random meal, I know. But dude, imagine doing that, eating that, and then coming straight in here and doing the shit. Yeah, I had to wait a little bit. Oh, let's drop the weight.
I ain't got nowhere to be.
There is a place you need to be. It's the sanctuary.
Exactly. I'm here. I'm right where I'm supposed to be.
Yes.
And it's not supposed to my wife was in my house.
Oh, she has your location.
That was part of the thing when we planned it.
Actually, it's not a bad idea. You'll have a telephone. Like, hey,
Yeah.
that's what I'm doing on shit.
Listen. When she notices that we need to figure out, I know you work out.
I took a half-hour poop before that.
Okay.
I was tired. I'm stretching for now.
Damn. Ow. Okay. Yeah, I guess give some explanation of the structure of my leg day. As long as I get a pressing movement, a squatting movement, and like an extension movement in my leg day, or in a quad day, I call it a solid quad day. If you want to do, I don't know, like 6 different variations or 6 different exercises for your quad day, do like less sets per exercise, go for it. I just like having the convenience of not having to switch machine to machine, workout taking longer, doing that, and less sets in each exercise. When if I do just 4 sets on these 3 exercises, it gets me the same result. I guess I will say some quad days can be like fine without a squatted movement, but like not all the time. As in like if you did like a leg press and then instead of doing this you did like walking lunges or something. If you think about it, it's kind of similar to a squatting movement, but like I wouldn't do that every leg day. It's still important to have some type of squatting movement because it hits between a pressing movement, a squatting movement, and an extension movement. They all hit different parts of your quad. So I say that to generalize making sure you hit everything in your quad. There's like an easy way to know. Instead of like, oh, well, if I do this type of single leg and my foot placement right here on a leg press, I'm isolating, or I'm trying to hit like this individual part of my quad. It's like, you don't gotta worry about that. Just check off the 3 boxes I just said and you're fine. All right, I think that was enough procrastinating. We gotta start this. My lower back. I didn't even do a squatting movement yet. My lower back started killing me. I mean, not killing me, but it's pumped for sure. Fucking drenched for quad day per usual. Actually, it's not as bad as it's going to be in about a few sets in the quad extensions, but this is how it goes, dude. Welcome to the offseason. That's how it always gets drenched, and then as soon as I start a cut, 2 weeks into a cut, I don't sweat at all when I'm lifting. Which is pretty nice, but just gotta deal with it now. Yeah, fucking soaked. Make sure I leave the machine all sweaty for the next person. Maybe brush out my hair before I leave this. I guess that's a question I can ask. If you're not sweating at all after using a machine, you still wiping it down? I am definitely not, but in the state I am right now, yeah, dude, pretty gross. Okay. That's why I brought my bank number. Oh shit. Yeah, that's enough of this. Alright, I gotta wipe this shit down. Alright, I had to take a solid 10-minute breather talking to my buddy. Especially after doing the hardest part of the workout. I mean, shit, dude. Quad extensions, calves, and abs. Definitely don't need to be hyping myself up before doing these sets, but especially the beginning of the workout with the leg press and squats. Definitely took a lot more out of me. All right, let's just finish it up. Okay.
No, el primero que hice no lo sentí. Ese sí lo sentí. No, ese el primero que hice no.
Yeah, I dropped the weight on these, or I dropped the weight I was using for these just a little bit. I was doing 2 plates, dropped a plate in half, just trying to get like actually full range of motion on this, of like actually pressing all the way up, because I feel like I've been doing partials for the past year. Holy shit, they burn. Especially the amount of reps I just did. I did like 13 and like probably 12 on that too. But damn, holy shit. I remember seeing a video when like the trench winds worked out with Coach Kyle. He had them doing like just a 25-pound plate on this shit, and they were getting whooped by it. So it's a different way to hit your calves for sure. Ow. Yeah, that burned. All right, 2 more sets, abs, pose, get out of here.
No, y hombros, yo sé ustedes, pero yo no hice laterales, no puedo usar la máquina, siempre uso la máquina. Entonces, yo voy a quitar la primera. Yo lo sigo. Dale, yo lo sigo. Máquina,
Alright, let's see what we got going on here.
Make sure we get a one spot. All good? All good, man. The only thing is, eventually gotta yeah, that's about it. All good, man. See, I'm over here. Big sounds. Yeah.
All right. Let's check it out. I don't think I have anything to say before we pose, so I'll save it for the car. So let's check it out. Not lead anymore. All right. I haven't gotten out of breath posing in a while. Yeah, I guess off season's in full effect. Huh? So I want to get to 230 before I have to do a little mini cut again. But it's only dependent on what or how my body's responding. Like if I start gaining way more fat than muscle, then yeah, it's a sign that I'll probably have to do a little mini cut. So, I mean, that is a big jump, 10 pounds away from here, 220 to 230. So, we shall see. I can definitely tell I'm gaining more fat recently. I mean, I'm still lean, all right? I'm not gonna say that this is fat, but relative to fat to muscle I've been putting on the past couple of weeks, definitely been a lot more fat, which is fine. It's part of the bulk, dude. You can't can't expect to get bigger without accepting that you're gonna put on a little bit of fat. But I mean, you still do it like lean wise. I mean, shit, like people often think that like just because you're bulking, you have to turn into like a fat ass. But by no means is that true. All right, I can save that for part of the car talk. So we'll leave it at that. I'll see you guys in the car.
All right, let's fucking get out of here. I was yapping for not too long, but I was definitely yapping in there today. A few conversations, a few 20-minute conversations. Oh, I thought that was my phone. Probably a solid 45 minutes of yapping today. I'm not upset. I mean, it's really only conversations I had today. Some days I'm like, when I got a bunch of shit going on and my boys are in there talking to them, it's like, some days I'm like, bro, I don't want to talk. We've all been there. I'm gonna talk about from that quad day. I can't say it was some fancy shit that I can. What the fuck is this guy doing? I can't say some fancy shit that I can be like, oh, this is the secret to getting bigger quads. But here's the secret to getting bigger quads. I'm kidding. I will say a big difference that I had in actually getting bigger quads from 3 years ago to now. Major difference is sure, you go heavier in weight, but like make sure the weight you're using, regardless of how heavy. What the fuck is going on? That's what I'm saying, dude. What are these people doing? This guy's on a bike waiting across the street. These people just stopped in the middle of the road like it was a crosswalk or some shit. Goofballs. Yeah, my bad. You're still using a weight you can control. As in a weight you can control on the way down. As you saw from leg press. That shit was pretty heavy today. That was... Those silver plates were like 100-pound plates. So... Let me think. That was probably like 7 plates on each side. And, I don't know, at least for me, that's fucking heavy. But I guess I could have gone heavier. I was getting like 12 reps on those first couple sets. Point being made is you saw that I was able to control it on the way down. And I'm still able to go heavy. Still able to push more weight. Still able to go high volume. But still control it. I feel like people always try to nitpick one or the other. Like, oh, it has to be lighter weight to control it. Or, oh, it has to be high volume, so I have to crank through reps. It's like, no, you can do all of it. You can also go heavy too. So, wanted to clarify on that. And that goes for more than just the leg press. That goes for the quad extensions, the squat, all the above. Quad extensions, I kind of crank through them just because, like, I just wanted to get quads done. I was so burnt out from just doing the leg press and squats. I was like, let me crank these out. Get as much out of a pump I can. They call it. And oh, that guy's chilling. Cops are chilling out right now. So yeah, that was the rationale behind it. What else? What you know about quads? Calves? I guess. If you want to know about calves, fucking whatever. I don't know about that shit. I hit calves on every leg day. So once every 4 days. I know some people that will do them like every other day, every day, but like, I'm not saying doing it every day is wrong. What I'm saying is it's not necessary. You don't need to do that. You can. Some people do that shit. I'm not doing that shit. So it really is a up to you, but I know most pro bodybuilders that I at least watch, they're not doing that shit. At least the classic guys. Maybe some open bodybuilders, but like at least the ones that look cool. Well, they all look cool, but I like classic physiques better. No homo. I guess I wasn't gay, but whatever. Dude, you guys gotta help me out. The 8 viewers I get gotta fucking help me out. What do you want to know? About to go home and have cream of rice, whey protein, some peanut butter with that. Sounds random, but it's actually not bad. And then yogurt. And then last meal before I go to bed is some ground turkey, rice, pineapple. So yeah. What do you want to know? I want to make this car talk a little longer. Oh, I can break something up. Because I was talking to my buddy that was telling me about like peptides and wanting to take peptides. He's a little younger than me. He's maybe 3 years younger. He's maybe 18. So he's telling me like, yeah, the clomiphene or Retta and Rad. I don't know. I feel like people view peptides and SARMs as like they're trying to like beat the system, as in like, oh, it's not steroids, but like I'm gonna get the benefits just like it's steroids, but without like the bad stuff. And it's like you think you're like tricking your body or something, or trying to work your way around of still calling yourself like natty, or like one of those 2 reasons or 3 reasons. And I feel like all of them are kind of silly, and I'll break them down. First off, if you think you're working your way around side effects, first off, like SARMs, maybe peptides a little different, but I'll get that in a second. Like SARMs can have just as bad of side effects as steroids, but maybe not even as much of like a benefit. I'm not saying that it's a better alternative to take steroids, but what I am saying is you're not outsmarting the system by trying to take fucking SARMs or peptides or some shit. So peptides, on the other hand, there is a lot of like, I guess, new data about like it actually being beneficial and effective. Some of them, not all of them, some of them. But that data does come with that, like, you do need to still have a proper regimen. That just taking Retta is not going to replace you cutting weight. Because, like, let's say you take Retta. What it does is it slows your digestion, right? It causes you to eat less, and therefore eat less calories and burn and lose more weight. But that doesn't mean you're not going to lose any muscle. Like, the way it causes you to eat less, you may be eating less protein or eating less of the stuff your body actually needs, and you may lose more muscle because you're not still giving your body nutrients while cutting fat. So it's a difference there. And it should only be as a supplement to what you already should be doing. It shouldn't just be like you're trying to take fucking Ozempic and be like, oh, I'm gonna be skinny now. It's like, it may work, but it's not gonna get you the desired result, right? You may lose weight, but your desired result may not be just to lose weight. It's probably to look good, right? The whole point of losing weight is to look good. So you may lose weight, but you may not look good. Okay? Big difference. And I say that because of your body still needing the nutrition and the nutrients, and like the protein, so recovering from workouts and all the above, right? So there's a difference there. And then what else? What was the other reasons I said? Like, oh, if you think you're be able to, like, oh, it's like you're natty, like I'm still natty or something, even though I took this. It's like, dude, you shouldn't give a shit about what other people think of you, natty or not natty. Does it really matter? You know? Like, at the end of the day, who gives a shit? Like, that's not why that's why sometimes I don't really get when it's like a natty or not or something. It's like, who cares? Who cares if he's natty or not natty? But I will say is if like you take shit and you're claiming natty, that's just like insecure as hell, right? Trying to think you're better than other people with like taking stuff and saying you're not. Because what other reason would you say you're natty though? But where was I going with this? I just think it's silly. Like, who cares? You know, I just don't really care that much about like debates about it or like I don't know. I feel like that's just such a common like gym bro thing to do. Of like, same as like you trying to like one up your buddy on like PR. But this is all right. This is at least reasonable and comical. Of like you and your bro hitting a PR or something on like bench, and like you trying to get like an extra 5 more pounds in each side of the bar over what he did to say you can do more than him. Like, all right, that's just kind of funny because then you can joke on him. But I'm taking shit and claiming natty. Like, who fucking cares? Why you gotta be like that? Just say you're on shit. Who cares? If you're big, you're big. If you're not, you're not. And I don't even like. I guess I'm not big enough to even where it matters. But like, and I don't even like say natty to be like, oh, I'm like this and I'm natty. To be like, oh, I'm like virtuous for still being natty and being able to get big. Like, I worked extra hard. It's like, I don't give a fuck. You can think I worked hard, didn't work hard, think whatever you want. It's either you look good or you don't look good. You know? I just thought I'd mention that. Back to the peptides and shit. What other points did I make? Yeah, I mean, like, if you use these, you may not have side effects right away, but like, you don't understand like the long-term stuff that can happen. Just because you may have gotten lucky your first time using something as like a SARM or some shit, doesn't mean it's not going to come back to bite you in the ass. Or if you decide to use it again, that the second time isn't going to have a side effect, right? And also, why are we trying to rush the process? Like, I get it, we want to be shredded and big and whatever, but like, there's really no fucking shortcut. Like, if you think you're like beating the system or some shit, or just trying something out to see how it would be. How about you try a diet? How about you try eating some fucking protein? How about you track your food? Because I can tell you, if you have that dialed in perfectly, you'd see even more progress from doing that than just taking some Retta or taking some Rad 140 or taking some MK 677 or taking enclomiphene. Like, major difference. And then it's like the good without the bad. But it's like, oh, but it's harder and I have to track the food. Like, okay. Is effing up your testosterone? Why am I shaking like crazy? Is effing up your testosterone for the rest of your life worth you being lazy about your food? Like, I don't know, like, pick which, is it worth the trade-off? If it is, whatever, dude, go for it. I'm not gonna tell you what to do. I'm just telling you how, I'm just trying to lay out the pros and cons here. So, it's something to keep in mind. Right. I think I'm gonna call it there. rest day tomorrow, which is nice. And then I might not make tomorrow rest day. I might make tomorrow just chest day so I can make the day I fly home my rest day. I don't know. Oh, that's gonna be my last lift at that gym for the next 2 weeks. So I'm going home for winter break. Next lifts are gonna be either at my home basement gym. Wouldn't even call it a gym. It's just some dumbbells and a pull-up bar and like maybe a barbell. But maybe we can lift there. They're pretty neat. And then probably some lifts with my coach. Maybe some lifts with my buddies down or up north. So, all right. I'm not gonna hold you guys any longer. Appreciate y'all watching. I'll see you guys for chest day, wherever that may be. You know, I don't know. We'll see. Peace.